Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today we're going to be talking about all the tarot cards astrologically connected to Pisces, the mutable water sign of the Zodiac, and the final one of the astrological wheel before we meet Aries. The major arcana card astrologically connected to Pisces is the Moon, followed by the first two decans of Pisces, as well as the last decan of Aquarius is the Knight of Cups realm. And the Queen of Wands takes up that third decan and goes right into Aries season, the passionate queen that she is. 8, 9, and 10 are the three decans of Pisces. You have the 8 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups for the first 10 days, the second 10 days, and the third 10 days. So there's 30 days altogether. I've got a few cards to share with all of you for each different illustration, each different card, so you can kind of get an idea of how these relate to this time of year, the mutable water sign, and also the Pisces energy. You know, that's the mutable water, it's emotions, it's things like that, which is why you have the cup suit right here, the completion of it with the 8, 9, and 10. And then the moon, you know, the moon relates to emotions as well. Knight of Cups, that's the one that follows his heart. The Queen of Wands, she lets that passion and that fire leader. So we're going to take a few minutes to talk about each and every one, starting with that moon right there. Now up first, we have the moon from the writer Waite Smith. Everybody knows this illustration. If you're an avid tarot fan, then you definitely know the writer Waite Smith. You've got the two dogs down here. One looks very much like, you know, a domesticated dog, one of our pets or something like that. He reminds me very much of Santa's little helper in The Simpsons. And then you have the wolf over here. Both of them are doing the same thing. They're both looking at that moon that kind of like looks like the sun too, and barking at it, howling at the moon. And that's what you think of. Like when you think of the moon, the lunacy that comes with it, the craziness, the, you know, screaming at it, barking at it, howling at it, just like a dog does. I don't know if you do that too, but that is definitely something that I do when I see that full moon. I just kind of just let it out. I'm not going to do it on the video, but that whole you see it for the first time and you just let that inner animal out. And that's a lot what I see with the moon, this illustration, and the meaning of it as well, is just not being afraid to let that inner animal out to shine. So, you know, balance it, have that emotional side, that wild animalistic side combined with that domesticated side so that you can feel whole and complete. The moon is often seen as a card of a crisis of faith, and I personally see that as a crisis within, of doubt of our own faith, not having faith in ourselves. Even the lobster down here, that kind of reminds me of Cancer energy. That's the cardinal water sign of the Zodiac, you know, letting those emotions lead. And when we feel whole and complete within ourselves, then we can really let those emotions lead us to where we want to be. So that is what the moon kind of represents to me, is not being afraid to just be true to who we are, embracing that animal within us, and having faith in our own worth. So that's the writer Waite Smith. But like I said, I have 3 different illustrations down here to share with you. And we'll start here with the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann, and you have the illustration right here. You've got the light and the dark of the wolves instead of like two domesticated, a domesticated one and a wild one like we see here. They might be, one might be a domesticated, one might be a wild one, but either way, those dogs, those wolves are still howling at the moon as the character falls deep within the ocean of emotion. She's taking that time to learn from what her dreams are trying to tell her, learn about her true self, embracing that emotional side and letting it bring her back up to earth, back up to the reality so she can make those dreams a reality. So beautiful illustration of this card, and the blues in this illustration kind of remind me of intuition and logic, and the moon very much relates to the High Priestess, trusting those emotions and not letting that ocean of emotion overwhelm us. That 18, you can see that 18 down here, and you've got the 18 up here in Roman numerals. You can see that. That relates to, make that go with the Magician with Strength or Justice, depending on which deck we're working with, to create the Hermit. So taking that time to begin believing in ourselves, to find the strength to be fair to who we are, and spending that time alone so we can learn what our dreams are there to tell us. That's very much this is the fantastic time of year to actually do this. Pisces season, the final step before we begin again, that 12th house of the astrological wheel. We need to take that time to listen to our dreams, to pay attention to our dreams, to trust in ourselves, that animalistic side and that in control domesticated side, so we can begin planting the seeds and beginning Aries by believing in ourselves, to take those ideas and run with them, take those dreams that we've had forever and make something of them, and not be controlled by that ocean of emotion but sail smoothly over it. Moving on, we have the Zombie Tarot, and personally, this is just one of my favorite illustrations of the moon because of that crow holding the key. Yes, while you're asleep, you know, all the people that came before you, they might come to you in your dreams and stuff like that. All those zombies that they now all are in the illustration, you know, those are when the keys to our subconscious really come out. And that's a big meaning of the moon as well. Trusting our subconscious, listening to our subconscious. While we sleep, those are the dreams that come to us. When we wake up, we may remember them, we may not. But the point is, those dreams have something to share with us. And you've got that key held by the crow, which comes to my favorite, like my little motto, and kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for, like my saying, you know, everybody has like a jingle or something when it comes to their business. Yeah, mine is look beyond what you know, follow your heart, trust the crow. You know, that crow is like follow that key, trust yourself, trust your heart, trust that animalistic side and that domesticated side, so you can start making your dreams a reality. So the Zombie Tarot, I think this is my favorite illustration in the entire deck, because I love that crow or raven or whatever it is, and I love the meaning that is in this illustration. You know, you're asleep, those secrets are coming to you. You might not always understand them, but the more you sit and think about them, you know, the more you spend that time in hermit energy. 1 and 8 combined to make 9, the number of the hermit. Once you spend more time learning those secrets of your soul, of your subconscious, and what those dreams have to tell you, you're going to be able to take those dreams and make something of them. And that's the beauty of the moon, having faith in yourself, believing in yourself, and believing that you have the power to make those dreams a reality. Last but certainly not least, an illustration of the moon is from the Grimalkin's Curious Cat Tarot by MJ Colonnade. I love this illustration because it reminds me so much of a little story I have of when I was a teenager and I was like 15 or 16. You know, that's a lot of time when you have crisis. Is it crisis? I think. But it's a lot of times when you have like that doubt, that insecurity, that anxiety and stuff like that. But you can see the cat here. It's most likely a Bengal. It's the coloring minus the black, or excuse me, the brown here. My cat looks very much like this with the spots and everything, my little Dash, but she's gray. What I like about this illustration is the fact that the cat is looking up at the moon and the moon is looking back at her or him. I can't tell from the back, but you can see the moon is very much the cat that's looking at it. So it's trusting our instincts, trusting our intuition, seeing ourselves where we want to be. All of these illustrations show a full moon. This one does as well, but we can see ourselves in that moon, trust ourselves so the cat can see itself. So that whole thought is, you know, looking at the moon, embracing that darkness within us, embracing that animalistic side, and really believing in our own worth. Now, like I said, this card does remind me of my own personal life and a story that I have. When I was in high school, I was made fun of a lot. There's a lot of insecurity in me. That's why, you know, you just see my hands and everything, and I don't really show my face all that much. It's not that I'm hideous, it's just, you know, I don't think anybody needs to see it. But I got made fun of a lot in high school, and I didn't think a lot of people like me. I sat a lot of times by myself at a table or didn't go to lunch at all. But this is something that everybody like deals with in school. A lot of people do, at least. There's the really wealthy kids, the sporty kids, the preppy kids, you know, they make so many movies about this. But the ones like me, and I think I'm definitely not the only one that has these problems. You know, when that one person shows attention to you and shows that, you know, that you exist to them, it just kind of means the world to you. And when I was 15, I was having my birthday party, and the quarterback of the football team, he was 2 years older than me in school, he actually called my house and asked directions to my house so he could come to my birthday party. And it was the biggest deal of my entire life. I still remember it to this day, because it was the quarterback. He was the most popular guy in school, and he cared enough about me to know that I existed, and drove out to my parents' house for my birthday party. And it was just a huge deal to me, and it meant so much to me. And this is the birthday card that he gave me when I was 15. Yes, I've kept it this long. It sits up with all my other cards, like, you know, the extra cards that come with the tarot decks and stuff, because it means that much to me. It says, Boots the cat aspired to become a lion. And there it says dream big. So it's as simple as that, and it's like it has his nice little like message to me and everything. And the whole illustration, it just reminds me of this card so much. And that's I mean, it's not here or there, it's not really anything to do with the moon itself, but I just thought it was like so meaningful, you know, having that other person, that popular person, just see you for you, see me for me, and came to my birthday party. And it made me not hate myself so much and not doubt myself so much. And when you find that love and appreciation for yourself, when you embrace that animalistic side, when you embrace who you are, that domesticated side, and you trust your dreams and you don't have this crisis of faith in your own worth, well, then you can begin making your dreams a reality. And those dreams that you dream big, you can actually make them happen. So that is the moon. And you know, at the time of making this video, it's very much Pisces season. It's very much connected to the moon. So as you're watching this and you're like, I have this dream and I want to make it happen, it just seems too big to be possible. Don't doubt it. If you're willing to put forth the work, if you're willing to begin it, if you're willing to find that strength to be fair to yourself and make this dream a reality, then it absolutely can. Never doubt yourself. Never let the ocean of emotion overcome you to the point that you can't, like, you don't believe in yourself. Trust those dreams. They have secrets to share with you. They're the messages from the universe and stuff like that. And see yourself where you want to be. Let those emotions empower you, not bring you down. You can achieve whatever you set yourself up to. It's whatever your mind wants to, whatever your heart wants to, whatever your body and soul are focused on, then you can make those dreams a reality. So that's the moon. That's all, you know, the entire season of Pisces season very much connected to the moon. And we're going to move right on to the main court card of the moon. Excuse me, court card related to Pisces season. I mean, yeah, it's connected to the moon as well. It's connected to the emotions because it's the soldier that follows his heart wherever it may lead. This is the Rider-Waite-Smith, like I showed with the moon a moment ago, and he's got his cup here, but his cup is empty, and that means something here. He's following his heart to fill that cup up with what emotionally fulfills him. He very much reminds me of I think it's Mercury, Apollo, that kind of area, you know, the messenger to the gods. Now, if you think about it that way, the messenger to the gods was always doing what the gods wanted him to do, always leading, like them sharing their messages and everything, him taking it to the other people, and he never really could listen to his own heart. But here on earth, here with like nothing around him and the water and stream in front of him, he's allowed to focus on what emotionally fulfills him. He's allowed to let his heart show him where he wants to go, instead of having other people, you know, tell him where he needs to go or what messages and stuff he needs to share. He's only focused on his own message and his own heart. So I like that illustration, and I like that little story there, because it just shows like when your heart's invested, you know, trusting your dreams, trusting your heart, trusting your emotions, you know, you can let it lead you to where you want to be. So the Knight of Cups does exactly that. He's the soldier that follows his heart. Now this illustration from the Groovy Waite Tarot, it's very similar to that of the Rider-Waite-Smith. It has the character on the horse, they have the cup, but this cup isn't empty. It says simply, all you need is love. And that's what I love about this illustration on this deck. Is so cool because it's just so vibrant, positive, popular, and it shows how far our hearts can take us. So the character is much more colorful and everything. It's got the groovy little hearts shirt on there, hearts on its bell bottoms and everything, you know, groovy 70s, that kind of thing. But his cup, you know, just following his heart wherever his heart might lead. Even the clouds are pink and everything. It's joy, it's positivity, it's letting that heart, letting that inner soldier follow what makes its heart desire. So absolutely we can do that in our lives. When we trust ourselves, when we have faith in ourselves and our hearts, then we can let them lead us to wherever we want to be. Now, like I said, the Knight of Cups is astrologically connected to the first two decans, so we'll talk about the Queen of Wands here in a moment. But this one kind of corresponds with the last decan of Aquarius season. So we're starting at about February 10th to February 20th, and then after February 20th, you know, that starts Pisces season. It goes all the way from February 10th to March 10th before we begin Queen of Wands energy. But this is the perfect time of year to really let our hearts lead, to really ask ourselves what makes our hearts sing, so we can start planting the seeds and letting those hearts lead us to where we want to be. The soldiers, going after what makes our hearts beat, what makes our hearts sing. So that is the illustration from the Groovy Waite Tarot, saying that all we need is love, and we let love lead, then, you know, life is better, life is happy, life is full of positivity, and we'll stop being cruel and mean to one another like in other countries. Beside the point, lead with love. That's what the Knight of Cups always tells me. Up next, we have the Knight of Cups from the Raven's Dream Tarot, and I love this illustration because of the colors on it. MJ Cullinane is one of the most talented artists in the entire world. You've got that illustration here, like you see the flamingo and the raven, you know, coming together, and that reminds us that it doesn't matter if other people agree or see what makes our heart sing, if they even think that it's right or it's okay. If it makes our heart sing, that's all that matters. And this kind of screams lead with love to me as well. Finding that thing, that person, that being, even an inanimate object that we love and appreciate, the thing that fills our hearts and souls. It reminds us to let our hearts lead, and whatever fills those hearts with joy and happiness, that's what matters. Let those hearts lead. And even if it's, a different kind of love that someone else might have, it doesn't matter. If it feels right to you, then you let that heart lead. Let those emotions be the messenger to you, to let your heart lead you to creating the life that you truly love and enjoy. Last but certainly not least, of the Knight of Cups energy, I have the Shadowland Tarot, and we have it right here. And the reason I've chosen this illustration is because it reminds you, that's probably a dude, that's a dude, and that's a dude. But this illustration is very much a mermaid, which is a female. And I love this illustration because it's such a beautiful message that it doesn't matter who you are, what your life was before, you were today. It's never too late to let your heart lead, to embrace that feminine energy, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, and letting your heart lead. Now, mermaids, very much in the mainstream anymore. And it's another aspect of how you can let your hearts lead. Yeah, we often think of the soldier that follows his heart to an emotionally fulfilling relationship, but it absolutely doesn't have to be that. Knight of Cups in this illustration says if you want to be a mermaid, and if you want to spend the money to get your own mermaid tail and learn how to scuba dive without the scuba equipment and all that, and you want to live your best life underwater, if that's what makes your heart sing, go for it, do it. There's so many, I'm obsessed with those videos online right now of these girls that I think there's guys too, but the girls are just prettier because they have those cool tops and everything, but they go underwater and they look real. It doesn't, other people can make fun of it, or people say, you should grow up, you shouldn't do this, it's not right, but it doesn't matter. If it feels right to you, then that's all that matters. If you love it, you let it lead you to creating the life that you love and enjoy. Life is short. Let that inner soldier lead you to creating the life that you love. And if your soul is saying, my big dream is to live my life as a mermaid and inspire others, go to swim with the fish and stuff like that, then do it. Whatever makes your heart sing, follow it. I mean, of course there's that message there, I don't want you to think, oh, if it makes your heart sing to harm somebody else or something like that. No, that's not what I mean. Love, let love lead, and if you let love lead, you won't really even think about that. But I always need to put something like that because there are crazies out there that think, what was she said, it's okay to let my heart lead, and my heart wants to do things to other people. No, let your heart lead, love yourself, love others, and soldier on to what makes your heart sing the most and what lets you to be the star of your story. Whatever makes your heart sing, whatever you love. The Knight of Cups says you have the power to do it. Soldier on towards that life that you truly love and enjoy, and you can create the life that you truly deserve. Now, as mentioned, the Knight of Cups takes up the first 30 days before Queen of Wands does. The first 2 decans of Pisces season, as well as the last decan of Aquarius, and that Queen of Wands comes up in the 3rd decan of Pisces, and then the first 2 decans of Aries. So we have the Queen of Wands here in the Rider-Waite Smith illustration, and she's got her black cat, she's wearing her yellow and everything. Yellow is the color of positivity, creativity, sunshine, and all that good stuff. So it reminds us that we can let our passions lead us to creating the lives that we truly love and enjoy. Passion and love, in my opinion, go hand in hand. So she's taken whatever made her heart sing and she's let it lead. If she planted the seed for that sunflower because she wanted to create sunflowers because it made her happy, it made her smile, it filled her with joy, now she's holding one in her hand because she took the time to grow it. That soldier is the one letting his heart lead, and it leads to the leadership section, that leadership quality that the queen is, that life that you're enthusiastic about, the life that you're passionate about. You let that heart lead you to creating it, and now you sit on the throne, you sit in that power, and you appreciate all that hard work that you've invested in. You're leading in that life that you're passionate about and you're enthusiastic about. So once you've trusted those dreams during Pisces season, you really let your heart tell you, be the messenger and tell you what that you wanted to create, what you love the most, then when Aries season begins and those seeds can start blooming, those passions can start taking life. You're leading with passion. And Aries, that's the zodiac sign. That's the beginning of the zodiac wheel. So it's like not being afraid to let that inner fire lead you. And that's what the Queen of Wands does. That's how she best leads her best life. Now, the first illustration I have is from Trionfi Della Luna's Patrick Valencia's Trionfi Della Luna. This is the one with the illustrated pips, but even if you have like the regular one that doesn't have the illustrated pips, then the Queen of Wands is very much going to look like this as well. And what I love about this illustration, she's got her wand right here. It's already blooming. She already knows what makes her lead, and she's walking towards it. She's leading towards it. She's looking at her past, because this kind of facing this way always makes me think of looking at the past, but she's looking at that past, learning from it so she can create the future that she wants. Now at her back are a bunch of faces, like 100 little faces. I don't think there's actually 100. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, if that's right and I counted those quickly enough, that's interesting, because on this illustration, I've never seen this on a court card before, that actually tells you the number the queen is connected to. 13, after the completion of the 10, we have 11 as the page, 12 as the knight, and the queen would be 13. So that's a nice little nod to the number connected to her. The beginning with the magician, taking that power to create the life that you're passionate about, 1 and 3, so you can create a strong foundation that lights your inner fire. Now, all the faces back here, despite, we now know that there's 13 of them, it's all those voices that tell us we can't do something. All those things, I talked about with the moon and all those, like, just never being popular in school and stuff like that. And that might be why I have so much insecurity and doubt in the present, because of all those voices in the past. But you can see the queen here, she doesn't care. All those voices are behind her. She's not listening to them, and she's letting her passion lead. She's focusing on what she wants to achieve, and she's not letting anybody tell her that she can't. So wherever you want to go, whatever you want to let your heart lead you towards, don't listen to the doubting voices of others. Believe in yourself. Let that inner fire and heart and passion lead your way forward, and you're going to create that strong foundation that you're passionate about. Not just one you love, one that you want to wake up to agree. Like, you want to greet the day every day. You're excited, you're enthusiastic, and you're passionate about it. And that's why this is my favorite illustration of the Queen of Wands, because she's not letting the haters hold her back. She's leading, she's ignoring them, and she's letting her inner fire lead her way. Second illustration I have is from the Curious Creatures Tarot by Chris Ann, the one that created the Light Seers Tarot. And we have this illustration here of the lion. The lion is very much in the same stance as the Queen of Wands and the Rider-Waite Smith. She's got her sunflower, she's got her black cat, and she is the lion. She is the passionate soul, ready to lead with passion and let that passion help her create the life that she's truly passionate about. Now, going back to that energy of the moon we talked about a few moments ago, that inner animal, that animalistic side. That's what I see right here with the lion, embracing that inner animal, trusting ourselves, combining those energies, the light and the dark within, trusting our subconscious, trusting our dreams to lead us. And she's really doing that. She's the leader of the Zodiac. She's the leader of, the pride of the pack in jungle, not the jungle, in the Sahara, wherever lions are. She's the leader. And when we are confident enough to believe in ourselves, to let that passion lead, then, anything is possible. So trusting our emotions, not being overwhelmed by that ocean of emotion. Pisces, mutable energy, that can go either way. Our emotions can make us or break us. I know there's a few people out there I've known personally, and then people I haven't known, celebrities and stuff like that have that Pisces energy, that it has gone negative and they have ended their own lives because their passions had just, I don't know if they overwhelmed them or they just didn't trust them enough, or they were so strong and so fiery that it just overcame them. Lead singer of Linkin Park, Chester Bennington, he was a Pisces, I believe, down around March 20th, I think, was his birthday. I could have that wrong. I could check, but we're not going to do that. But his energy, like, you could hear it in his songs, that passion and that fire. But that fire, I guess, burns so strongly that he ended his own life because he couldn't deal with it anymore. So that ocean of emotion, like I said, it can make us create this life that we're truly passionate about and enthusiastic about. or it can break us to the point that we don't even want to try anymore and we just give up. So not taking that side, but taking that passionate side, taking that inner lion and not being afraid to shine and show that our dreams matter, that we can create this life that we're passionate about. That's going to help us create our best lives. Then, of course, last but not least, you can see Maggie Simpson. So that Simpson on the back here, this is very much the Simpsons Tarot. And the Queen of Wands in this deck is the crazy cat lady. And I love this illustration because it's just a strong reminder that, you know, even if other people don't see us the way that we want to see it, even we've got those haters behind us, like laughing at us, telling us we aren't good and stuff, if we are confident in ourselves, no matter what other people think, then we can let those passions lead, let our hearts lead, trust our subconscious, our intuition, and believe in ourselves enough to follow the path that feels right to us, the one that fills us with passion and enthusiasm. I tell my husband all the time, if he didn't stop me and I was like, I lived alone and like didn't have anybody to tell me what to do, I would be this crazy cat lady. I would have so many cats, it's not even funny. Every time I see one, it's like, I want to take it home. But, you know, she does that. She doesn't care what anybody thinks. She throws those cats at people when they make her mad. And it just shows that no matter what lights your inner fire, whatever fills you with the most joy, passion, and enthusiasm, that's what matters. Letting your heart lead, letting love lead in your life. And everybody's different. So whatever lights your inner fire and makes you love life, that's you. And trust yourself. Don't let the other voices tell you you can't do something. Let your passion and joy help you to create the life that you are truly passionate about, the one that you want to lead. So that is the Queen of Wands energy, very much connected to the last decan of Pisces season, as well as the first two decans of Aries. So we have her energy for a long time after February 11th. No, excuse me. Yeah, March 11th. So she's coming up. She's not there yet, but she's coming up very soon. So whenever we, you know, let those hearts lead with the Knight of Cups, we can start letting our passions and our inner fires lead us to creating the life that we're truly passionate about as well. Next up, we have the decans, starting with the first decan of Pisces season, February 20th to about February 28th, 29th, depending on if it's a leap year or not. At the time of making this video, it very much is a leap year, so that would make it all the way to February 29th. And we have the Eight of Cups. Now, the story goes, and you can see it right here, you know, we started with the moon, that trusting your subconscious, trusting your intuition, letting it lead you to creating the life that you once only dreamed about, but you believe in yourself enough to overcome that ocean of emotion and create it. Then we had the Knight of Cups, the one that led with his heart, you know, soldiering on to what makes your heart sing. And the Queen of Wands, you know, that said, don't let the haters stop us. Believe in ourselves, let that passion lead us. So whatever emotional thing, you know, was holding us back, whatever doubt we might have had, that's what connects to the Eight of Cups, that first decan. And you can see there, all the cups are stacked up nicely, and the character is walking away under the light of under the darkness of the moon. That goes back to that card that I love of the Queen of Wands, with all the haters behind him, because this kind of suggests that if we don't want the haters to know that we're leaving, you know, doing it under the cover of the full moon, cover of the nights while everybody's sleeping, can help us, you know, not deal with those negative emotions they might have about it. All those stacked up cups and everything kind of reminds us that we can tie up all the loose ends. We cannot have like the baggage and everything that could hold us back, you know, keep us held back. We can just lead. That 8 energy relates to success and wealth, strength and justice, strength or justice of the major arcana, depending on who we ask. So we have that strength to, you know, just trust ourselves and leave everything calm and okay behind us, but not be afraid to walk away to something new, something better, something we're passionate about, that we really, really want to create and really lead. And that's kind of represented by that red of his coat right there. First up illustration I have of this deck, or of this Eight of Cups, one of my favorites, is from the Tarot in Oz and Wonderland, created by Mystic Medleys. Mystic Madness Tarot, sorry about that. And it's Dorothy as she leaves behind Kansas and she walks new, trying to find something new. And the reason I love this illustration, because it's the reminder, if you've watched the Wizard of Oz movie from 1939, if you don't know, they're making a new Wizard of Oz movie. It's supposed to come out around Christmas, and Tim Burton is the one producing it. I saw the trailer for it the other day, and I am ecstatic about it because the Wizard of Oz is my favorite movie of all time. But the illustration here, you know, see, everything is dark. Everything is brown, that sepia tone, you know, because there's no joy here. There's no color. There's no life. So Dorothy is moving on. She's leaving this behind. She wants to find something happy. Now, this is before the tornado comes and takes her house, and she's in there because she's looking for everybody, and she gets her head, and she goes to Oz, not Wonderland. Wonderland's also in this deck, but if you saw that video, that's available as well to see the combination there in Alice in Wonderland. But here's before she does that. She gets, Toto comes back through the window after who was the Wicked Witch of the West in Wizard of Oz. She takes him, but he runs away out of her basket, so she can leave. She's leaving. And this is when she meets the wizard, you know, the one sitting there playing with the fire and everything before the tornado hits. So she's made the choice here. She's done the same thing that the character here in the Eight of Cups has done. She's walked away. She's let her passion and her fire and her heart lead her to something better. You know, everything's calm, everything's collected, and she trusts herself enough to leave behind, finds that strength to be fair to herself, to leave behind what no longer emotionally satisfies her, so she can find what does. Next up illustration that I have is from the Pulp Tarot, and we have that illustration right here. And what I like about it is the fact that there's that red, much like the red over here, that passion leading you. Nothing in these cups has anything to emotionally fulfill you anymore, so you stack them up all nicely and you're leaving it behind so that you can find what emotionally fulfills you, and you can let your heart lead you to where you want to be. It's very much connected to that Nine of Cups energy, I feel, because you know, you're that soldier's not listening to other people, that queen is not letting the haters stop her. She's left all that behind so that she can let her heart lead her to where she wants to be moving forward. Find that success and wealth with what makes her heart sing. Last but certainly not least of the Eight of Cups, we had the Mystic Medleys Tarot. What I like about this illustration, you see the cups, they're very much stacked up neatly again, very close to illustration to that of the Rider-Waite-Smith right here. But here, the sun and moon are fighting with each other. It goes back to that moon energy, that conflict of faith, not trusting ourselves enough, not trusting that inner animal and that domesticated animal within, so that we can really focus on what it is we want to achieve. There's a fight, a crisis within. You know, the everyday light is bringing us down. We're not trusting those emotions of ours enough. We're trying to be everywhere to everyone to everybody to everyone to everything, or something like that. And really, this illustration says you're not going to let that hold you back. He's still going to walk away. He's still going to fly away, even though that inner crisis is going on. And sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes, even if things are still complicated in our heads, we have to make that choice to leave behind the negativity, leave behind what no longer emotionally satisfying us, so we can find what does, find that success and wealth with what makes our heart sing. So that is the first decan of Pisces season, February 20th, 21st to the end of February 28th or 29th. And you have all those illustrations here that says that there's something that no longer emotionally satisfies you. Now is the perfect time to let it go so you can find what does emotionally satisfy you. Up next in the decans would be the second decan of Pisces, about March 1st to about March 10th, and it is the Nine of Cups, the wish card of the tarot. And we have the illustration here of the Rider-Waite-Smith, all the yellow, all the creative energy, and the guy sitting down here appreciating all those fruits of his labor, all the things that emotionally satisfies him, and he knows that he can make his wishes come true moving forward because he's done it before. So once we've left behind what no longer emotionally satisfies us, we can find what does. And that's what the Nine of Cups is here to tell us, you know, trusting ourselves, trusting our emotions to lead us to where we want to be, trusting our emotions to make those wishes a reality. That 9 energy relates to the Hermit of the Major Arcana, which comes back to that moon energy, the 1 and 8, and shows that when we believe in ourselves, when we begin believing in ourselves, believing that we are worthy of success and wealth, and spend that time in solitude to learn all those lessons, all those things we've emotionally fulfilled ourselves with before, knowing we have that power to do it again, finding that confidence to let those emotions lead us, we can lead ourselves to making those wishes a reality. Now, as much as we would love for this to happen, it's not really, you know, it's not part of life. It might be, but I have yet to find one in myself, and that is the Deviant Moon Tarot and the magical genie coming out of a lamp. I love this illustration, but you know me and the Deviant Moon. Of course, I love this illustration because it's Patrick Valencia's artwork. But you can see there the shock on his face as the genie comes out. And every time this card comes up and I see this illustration, it's as much as we may wish this were the case, as much as we may wish that a magic genie would come out of a lamp and make all of our wishes come true, that's not the case. We have the power. When we let those hearts lead, when we let those passions lead, when we combine that animalistic side with that domesticated side and aren't afraid to howl at the moon and really trust our emotions to lead us to where we want, then we can make our wishes a reality. So sitting on the side of the ocean of emotion here, he's not letting that, you know, the doubt overwhelm him. He's not letting that ocean of emotion waves come down and bring him down. He's focused, he's shocked, but he believes in himself. Like in this illustration, he obviously, like, he's shocked that the genie is there, and we would be too if that were the case. But we have that confidence, the confidence we see here with the Nine of Cups. We have that confidence to believe in ourselves and our worth and follow our hearts. Then we absolutely can make our wishes come true. Modern Love Tarot by Ethany is the next illustration I have to share with you, and I love this because it's just, she's weird, she's proud, and she's doing what makes her heart sing. If it's like your wish to just have that day to pamper yourself, this card tells you that's okay. Trust yourself. Like, it relates to the Hermit of the Major Arcana, so it's saying spend that time alone, dive into that bubble bath, do what makes your heart sing, so you can really trust yourself to let your heart lead you to making all of those wishes of yours a reality. Now, a little bit of blue here, a little blue here, and a little blue here kind of reminds me of the High Priestess of the Major Arcana, and it says trust your intuition. Your intuition and your emotions go hand in hand. So if you're emotionally invested in this, you're really focused on what makes that heart sing and what wish you want to make a reality, you absolutely can. So there's the illustration of the Modern Love Tarot. And last but not least, again, I all three cards really relate to the ocean of emotion and like trusting your emotions to make your heart sing, make those wishes a reality. And it's Ursula from the Little Mermaid. And I love this illustration because it's kind of like the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you might be weird, other people might not like what makes your heart sing, but if it makes your heart sing, that's all that matters. Now, like I said earlier, if it harms somebody else, don't do it. That's not right. Letting love lead means being accepting of other people as well, and like loving them enough not to harm them or anything like that. But that's kind of not the Ursula's gimmick. But she still trusted herself, her intuition, and she trusted that she could make her wishes a reality. She's overpowering the ocean of emotion so that she can focus on, whatever she wants to achieve, whatever makes her heart sing. She reminds us that no matter what our past might be, no matter how much the other people might not appreciate or like us, when we believe in our own selves, when we are confident and emotionally fulfilled in life, when we've left behind what no longer emotionally satisfies us, then we can focus on what does and find that passion and enthusiasm for life, making our lives exactly what we want them to be. So those are the illustration with the wish card of the major or minor arcana, one of the most positive cards of the minor arcana, saying, Pisces season is the time to focus on those wishes, make those wishes a reality, so we can really begin creating the lives that we love and enjoy, knowing that we have the power, only we do, when we love ourselves, when we leave the doubt behind, when we feel whole and complete and trust those subconscious energies, spend that time in solitude to learn from the past so we can begin making those wishes a reality. And last, but certainly not least, cards connected to Pisces season is the Ten of Cups, the emotionally fulfilled family card of the tarot, making up the final decan of Pisces season about March 11th to March 20th. And we have here with the Rider-Waite Smith, the happy family, the mother, father, son, and daughter, all dancing, all having fun, all enjoying the emotion of fulfillment. Now, like that Nine of Cups, that very much goes into the Ten of Cups. It's focusing on what emotionally fulfills you. And yes, the happy family, that's very much the illustration we see in many of the illustrations of the Ten of Cups. But that's not the only emotional fulfillment you can have. That is just one way. They're focusing on what fills their heart up with joy. It's completing them. It's making them feel whole. So it's asking ourselves, taking that time to learn from our past, trusting ourselves and our intuition, our subconscious, embracing that animalistic side of ourselves so we can really ask ourselves what emotionally fulfills us. What fills our cup with happiness and joy and emotionally fulfills us. The rainbow colors are very much here, like they are here in the Wild Unknown. And you have Kim Krantz, the one created it, and you have the illustration here, and it just shows all the connections and everything, all the just the complete and wholeness, because we feel complete. We've led our hearts, we've left behind what no longer emotionally satisfies us. We've found the power to make our wishes a reality. We haven't let that ocean of emotion overwhelm us, and we're focused on what completes us and makes us feel emotionally fulfilled. And again, it doesn't have to be a mother, father, son, and daughter to make us feel whole and complete. It can be that soul family as well, the ones that accept us for who we are, the ones that feel like family even if we're not related, which leads me to the Trick or Treat tarot, and we have that illustration right here. and it's the Wizard of Oz, or at least people dressed up like the Wizard of Oz. You know, you've got the Tin Man over here, the Lion, Dorothy, and the Scarecrow, and you know, that's one version of a happy family. And that's why I love this illustration, because it reminds you that even if you're not blood related, even if you're not the mother, father, son, and daughter, you can still find that happiness, that enjoyment, that emotionally fulfilling life that you want when you let your heart lead. And I feel like that's what Pisces season is all about. Trusting your heart, not letting that ocean of emotion overwhelm you, so you can really feel fulfilled, complete, by letting your heart lead you to that life that just emotionally fulfills you. Again, they're not blood related, they're not family necessarily, but they had a common goal. They came together and now they are a family. They love each other, they're emotionally fulfilled by each other. So it's a message to just let that heart lead you to focus on what fills you up with the most joy and happiness, so that you can feel complete and whole in your life, and you can find that family that appreciates you for who you are. Last but not least is the Sinking Wasteland Tarot, and it's this illustration right here. And what I love about it, you know, colorful, not colorful at all, but that reminds us that even if life is grim, even life is gray, you know, it's raining, it's sad, it's depressing, we can still find joy in our lives when we let our hearts lead and we feel emotionally fulfilled and complete within. Whatever that looks like to us is what matters to you. It can be, you know, your soul family, the ones that you just like, you get with and you just feel emotionally fulfilled. It can be that pet, you know, we talked about the cats there. And it can be like your cats, dogs, and things like that. The thing that you are most emotionally invested in, the thing that you love the most, focusing on that, that's what's going to make you feel whole and complete in your life. And that's what's going to make life more enjoyable, more emotionally fulfilled, because you let your heart lead. And that's, you know, mutable water sign of the Zodiac. It can make or break you. You can let your emotions overwhelm you and fill you into the ocean of emotion, or you can let them lead you to creating this life that you're emotionally invested in, the one that you truly love and enjoy. So that is a look at all the tarot cards astrologically connected to the zodiac sign of Pisces. Like I said, the moon is the major arcana card connected to the whole season of Pisces, about February 20th, 21st to March 20th, 21st. And you had that illustration there, the Rider-Waite-Smith. Knight of Cups is the last deacon of Aquarius season, so we're talking February 10th to March 10th. And then Queen of Wands takes up the energy from March 10th, or March 10th to April 10th. And then the 8, 9 of Cups all correspond with the first deacon. You have February 20th to February 28th, 29th. March 1st to March 10th, you know, you're starting to see spring, you're starting to make those wishes a reality, and then you become emotionally fulfilled when the spring begins with the 10 of Cups. You know, that's last deacon, you're really getting excited for it, the emotional fulfillment of the 10, March, like I said, March 10th to about March 20th. So that is a look at all the cards astrologically connected to Pisces season. I can put down in the the description below of all the cards that I've used in this this video. I cannot put the links to the different places to purchase it, because that's just too much to fit in there, because there's like 16 different decks here. But if you're interested in the cards connected to your own zodiac own zodiac sign, your birthday and stuff like that, then at the making of this video of it going up, every single one of the zodiac signs has been done. It's in a playlist on my channel. I'll leave that link in the description below as well if I can. I'm not sure if you can put links to video playlists or stuff. I think you can, so if I can, I will do that, so that you can see all the cards astrologically connected to your own birthday, your own rising sign, sun sign, Mercury, Venus, all of it. It'll be right there. So this is the final video I'll be doing of the zodiac signs. I'll still have one coming up soon of the different planets connected to tarot cards, because there's a few tarot cards we didn't talk about. The aces we didn't talk about, the pages we didn't talk about, the magician, the high priestess, the empress, all of those relate to planets and stuff. So I will share those coming up for a future video. As always, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new, and if not, then I hope you just enjoyed watching the video. Never forget to let that heart lead you. Focus on what fills your heart with joy. Focus on what lights your inner fire. Leave behind what doesn't serve you, so you can really believe that you have the power to make those wishes come true, and, you know, create a life that emotionally fulfills you. It's never too late. You're never not enough. You have the power to do this. Believe in yourself. I believe in you, even if I don't know you. And so thank you for watching. Again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.